ICE protesters who defaced U.S. flag could face criminal charges. But it's unlikely that the protesters who pulled down a U.S. flag at an Aurora immigration detention facility and attempted to destroy it could face property crime charges, but it's unlikely they'll be convicted under Colorado's flag mutilation law. In fact, that law is probably unconstitutional, legal experts said. It's almost surely unconstitutional, said Alan Chen, who studies free speech and constitutional law. If the government, outside the private immigration detention center, has drawn national attention and ignited heated debates here among activists and politicians, highlighting the nation's complicated history regarding the use of its most powerful symbol in acts of protest. A small group broke from the main crowd of more than 2,000 protesters, walked over a chain marking the beginning of private property and climbed a flagpole. They pulled down the Aurora police for the people involved in the flag incident and wrote on Twitter that they are seeking suspects in the case on suspicion of criminal tampering and injury to property. Forbids anyone from destroying or damaging a U.S. or Colorado flag in public with intent to cast contempt or ridicule upon the flag or to outrage the sensibilities of people observing the actions. The law states, it's unclear if prosecutors would pursue that charge if the suspects in the ICE protest incident were arrested. 17th June. No one has presented this case to us, he said. Despite the law's potential to be unconstitutional, 7 people have been charged under the flag desecration statute since 2002, including cases in Loveland, Durango, and Craig, according to court data obtained by the Denver Post. Only one of those people, a man in Greeley, was convicted of the crime and was sentenced in 2009 to 6 months of probation. The other 6 pursuing suspects on property charges like theft or trespassing wouldn't be a violation of the First Amendment, said Helen Norton. The government can punish folks who steal or vandalize government property or any of our property, she said. But the issue seems to re-emerge every 2 decades, said Chen, the DU law professor. The courts dealt with it. It tends to happen when things are a little virulent with public protest, Chen said. It's not that the Colorado Supreme Court after a man pinned a portion of the U.S. flag to the butt of his jeans and was convicted in Boulder under the state's flag desecration statute. The Colorado Supreme Court reversed that conviction and found the act was protected under the First Amendment. First Amendment freedoms are the cornerstone of our democracy and the source of the strength and vitality of our society, Justice Donald Kelly wrote in the court's decision. It is the unfettered